Soul Garden.
Hello my Sagittarians, and welcome back to SouL Horoscopes Weekly Edition. I'm your host to the universe, Christopher Witecki, and a kind, gentle reminder to come on down to soulgarden.me to create a little place, a little space for your soul to live. And we have office hours Tuesdays and Thursdays, and now me on Fridays with Unite the Light, Friday noon Pacific. But come chat it up with any of our Soulmart practitioners or yours truly, where I'm trying to talk to the light. So if you've got a sphere of influence, a blog or something, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from what's going on in your neck of the earth woods. Now we are wrapping up the sun in Cancer this week, thank goddess. It certainly has been moody this year, lots to dismiss. For you, this is like every earthling, the way you approach your entire emotional response system, how you manage yourself emotionally, your EQ, to borrow a psychological term. But for Sagittarius is on top of EQ, trust intimacy policies, how you protect or don't protect yourself, in every tiny instance to every big decision, like locking the door. Okay, so as we went through this, we were releasing old trust intimacy issues as we stepped into emotional context that didn't service. We shopped for new context that service. Last week we stepped into our emotional shui, which is your passion and emotional responses around trust and intimacy. The two states of awareness are combining now, if you notice. And this week we're going to try to step into our passionate shui, the final highest degrees of where our emotions want to reside. And when our emotions reside at this high vibration, it is a vibration that supports both all of your trust and intimacy intentions, and it will support your emotional response system, both simultaneously. That is Master Shui stuff. All right, so as we start on Monday, we have some breakdown, not breakdown from Uranus, but just things aren't flowing the way they were. For one, Mercury is retrograde. It retrograded over the weekend. It is retrograded in Leo. That means that as you rethink, that's what retrograde is. For you, you are rethinking your overall belief structure. Now, a retrograde is a rethinking because the two twins of Gemini switch places. Remember, our intellect has two sides to it, two voices, one's primary, one's secondary. And what happens is they switch seats during the retrograde for 3 weeks, 4 times a year. And that's what's happening now. It gives you an opportunity to see what you've hidden from yourself. It gives you an opportunity to hear information that was hidden from you. And in your case, it's all about your primary beliefs. What is purposeful, what is not purposeful. So the retrograde kind of clouds things up as we're trying to get through the sun in Cancer and wrap it up. And on this day, Venus rules the day. So that's nice, except in the Master Shui, when Venus rules the day, you've got to shui yourself back to balance. So you may have to respond to a threat differently, innovate a response to a threat, or innovate an emotional response. And innovate means respond a way you've never done before, respond a way that's higher vibration, respond a way to that passionate shui. So Monday is kind of a tested day. Tuesday, a cloudy day, and trust and intimacy gets even more passionate. The moon now moves into Cancer, so now these trust intimacy laws and your emotional response systems now get charged with actual emotion themselves. So you are emotional about your emotions. You are emotional about your trust intimacy, which is your emotions. And so Tuesday is an emotional day, to say the least. And Neptune rules the day, which doesn't necessarily ground us to earth. In fact, the opposite, logs us into psychic state of awareness. So you are emotional, and you might feel very much unstable on Tuesday. So there's a big chance of anxiety for you. But what's interesting is in the background, we come to a head between the two oppositions, or a fault line that's been pulling on us for some time, represented by Mars in Libra and Uranus in Aries. Okay, Uranus in Aries is helping you to innovate your inner child story and get on the path of joy and dreams. Mars in Libra is saying, hey, you got to move forward with your new place in society and where you belong. So you're bouncing between the two of them, and I think you're going to find a compromise between your inner child and your social obligations on Tuesday, as you are clouded up about trust and intimacy. So an interesting note, to say the least. Then Wednesday, it's Light Cast Day, the most powerful day of the month to manifest our intentions. That's because the two primary ingredients of manifestation come together. That is I love, which is the sun, and I feel, which is the moon. So I lovin' and I'm feeling. And those are the two ingredients of passion, Master Shui. And on Wednesday, we'll be advising everyone in GA to hold emotional shui and commit to two things. On the one hand, how you will trust. In other words, I will always trust based on this. I will always protect based on my inner child first, not others. coming up with a new trust, intimacy, I protect policy, and coming up with an emotional response system. In other words, if someone hurts me, someone betrays me, I'm not going to make it worse in my emotional response. I'm going to like cast higher in my emotional response. So those two are what you are committing to in a Zen-like way on like cast day. Good and best luck with that. Then Thursday, things actually are time to take off. Thursday is a day of Mars ruled, so we want to act. Whatever you committed to in your emotional trust intimacy way on like cast day, you want to go ahead and move forward with that new policy right away. You are feeling less vulnerable because the moon is in Libra, or in Leo, excuse me, and so emotions now move to philosophy and ideas and things like that. Next month's topic, frankly. So you're very philosophical, detached, that sort of thing. And God blesses us with a yod on Thursday, which ultimately points to what? Pluto. Pluto. So Pluto is saying this, to put it as simply as possible. Pluto is saying, Sagittarius, you need to reconsider your values. You need to reconsider what's most valuable about you. Are you sure you're putting all of your gambling on what's most valuable about you? Or are you putting your gambling on what society says is valuable about you? Big shift. Now, what will happen? Well, says Jupiter in Gemini, if you want your relationships and marriages to get better and expand, you need to reconsider what's valuable about you. And then the moon conjuncting Mercury in Leo says, if you want to live according to what you feel and think your life purpose is, you need to reconsider what's most valuable about you. So the yod is saying, hey, reconsider, while God Universe is saying, and act on your new trust intimacy. Then comes Friday. Friday is a kind of chill day. We hold space. The moon's in Leo. You're in your best place. You're out preaching to the world what things should be. Stepping into that philosopher. Stepping into that, what's the word I'm looking for? Professor. Okay. So you're feeling it in that regard. It's also a day where we want to hold space. So whatever you decided and committed to with light cast and you step forward with, just hold now. You just want to hold that space, create as much emotional gravity in this new trust, intimacy, emotional response system that you want to. And I want to point out this trine, which continues for several days, which basically says in a nutshell, hey, if you want that marriage partnership that's fair, if you want giving and receiving to work really well, just a reminder, you need to take action and step forward in your social responsibilities, in where you see yourself in the world. As you step forward in your context, you'll see marriage open up. As you step in a new marriage, you'll see social context open up. The two are sewn together until Witecki says otherwise. Then Saturday, we are tested. Saturday is the 29th degree, the final degree of the sun in Cancer, and this is the devil tempting us back. So something might pull you back into the old trust policy. Someone, an ex-boyfriend, girlfriend want to sleep with you again that you just swore you would not do. That's a test of the emotional response system and a test of your new trust intimacy policies, and Saturday will be pulling you in that direction. Now the moon in Virgo shifts your actual emotional state to career legacy, so it's highly possible that a career or colleague person will be pulling you into that test. And knowing you Sagittarius, they could be career colleague and LTR. Wonka, it's true. But anyways, you'll be tested on Saturday. Check this out on Saturday. Oh, holy Pluto got holier. That's right. That's because we have two squares going on. So I just want to point out one more time how important God is pointing at this whole reevaluate what's most valuable about you thing. Because what it's saying is, as you do in fact reevaluate what's most valuable about you, you will find your place in society actually move forward. You will find at the same time your fears dissipate between you having your dreams come true or not. So these are fears, the red lines. The green is the yod. You will definitely do great. All this will open if you reconsider what's valuable about you. That's all I can say. This universe is being like, hey. Then on Sunday, we zero out. We're at 0 degrees. Pluto rules the day. It's time to kill something. In what case, we are killing off the old lesson of trust, intimacy, and facing now the next state of awareness. For the next 30, you'll be working on your beliefs. You'll be working on what's most important to you at large. Why are you on the earth anyways? What is meaningful? What is purposeful? What is the meaning of life? The big Sag question that will never be answered, but at least you come up with an answer annually. So we start that when I come back in 7. All right, that's all I got for this little forecast, but I will see you in just 7 more. Good luck with all that realization, and live, love, be.